Hello everybody, it is your boy, the Cauterizer here, and I'm back with DC Universe Online. I know it's been a while since I've been here. You guys have been asking where I've been. Shit's just been busy for me. Had to take a break from DC Universe. You know, I was getting a little bored. Developers kind of pissing me off. I was getting really annoyed at some of the game updates. Just wasn't having as fun. I had some crazy hours at work as well, so I just kind of decided all in all, I need a little break from this game, but you know, I'm back. Been back here for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks coming on now. I had some time to adjust to some of the changes, and we're going to be jumping in with our fire loadout here. Fire is a very good power right now, very top tier. Definitely in the top 3 for sure. Very good DPS. Anyways, let's start things off. And to the immolation tree, we are going to be taking immolation, flashpoint, meteor, fiery weapon, overheat, top it off with inferno. Now we're going to go into the ignition tree here. Going to take Fireball, Flame Cascade, Absorb Heat, Backdraft, Burning Determination, and Fire Burst. Into our iconics, you must grab, you know, Weapons Expert and Tactical Genius as a DPS. Those are pretty much a necessity. And then lastly, I have Clown Box. I'll get to this in a second. Don't really worry about this last point so much right now, and I'll get to that once I go over everything. Now, just like into the damage tree. This is Inferno. This is our static AoE. We're going to place it on the ground. It's going to do damage, and it's also going to give Immolation to everyone inside. Immolation is that power interaction that we have that reflects damage anytime someone gets struck. Immolation is also going to buff the damage of our Overheat. Overheat is going to do damage over time. It's going to be stronger, the damage over time will be amplified when Immolation is active, as well as we will receive a small heal. Now, on a little tip note with Inferno, it will only light enemies on fire and inflict the technical burning animation if you cast it on them. I mean, anything inside the Inferno while it's up will count as burning, but they will not be taking burning damage unless they are in the initial cast zone of the spell. For example, if a target walks in of that and gets pulled out, or walks in and walks out of the Inferno after it has already been placed, they will not be lit on fire. It must be casted on top of an ad to light it on fire. Just take note of that, but any ads inside of it will count as they're on fire for all of our power interaction needs. So, anyways, I already went over Overheat. Let's go to Fiery Weapon next. This is hands down the best weapon buff in the game. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's going to give you everything you need and more in a weapon buff. It's going to give you weapon crit and weapon crit magnitude. It's also going to give you ability crit chance and ability crit magnitude on top of giving you an ass ton of might, and it's going to give you a 1 tick of damage proc. You know, it's not that much, but it's damage, and it's going to give us a small heal. Very, very, very potent ability right here. Like I said, best weapon buff in the game, hands down. Next, we're going to be going with Burning Determination. Your other option here is Absorb Heat, but to be honest, Burning Determination is just by and far and above the better option. It's instant. You don't have to jump cancel it. It's not going to give as much healing, but then again, it doesn't matter. You're not going to be wasting as much time DPSing. It's also going to count as a breakout, so if you do get knocked down, which will happen a lot, you can use that to just get yourself up really quick, keep your advanced mechanic rolling. When we activate this, it is also going to activate our thermal absorption, which is the blue fire you'll see on my character, and I'll show you that in a minute. Thermal absorption is just going to make sure everything's giving us power back when we use our abilities. Now, staying true to the fire nature, this power still does consume quite the amount of power. Fire is still a very hungry power set, even though it does have the power back now as well. Out of all the AMs that I've even played with, it is definitely by and far the most power-hungry advanced mechanic in the game. Still staying true to Fire's nature, and still staying true to Fire's nature that this power is absolutely godlike when it comes to burning groups of ads. No other power comes even close, except for munitions when you pop Big Gun. That's the only power that will out DPS you in an AoE fight straight up. Fire is absolutely ridiculous. Well, also excluding Ice, but everyone knows Ice is just broken as shit, and no one even knows why it got buffed. I mean, you can go check the patch notes. It didn't even say that Ice was getting a damage buff. It just said it was getting a power back. But anyways, that's besides the point. This is Fire, not Ice we're talking about here. Okay, so for our main damage source, we are going to be running Fire Bursts. Now, Mass Detonation is a really good option, I guess. It's more ranged, which with Fire Bursts, we do have to be mid-short range for it to work, which, you know, causes us to get more interrupted more often. Sometimes you'll straight up miss a Fire Burst if a boss walks away even a tiny bit in the middle of the cast. But either way, it is the better option. It's going to do a way more damage than Mass Det. Mass Det is just more reliable damage, I guess, but you're not going to be hitting near as hard as if you're running Fire Burst. So Fire Burst, definitely you have to run Fire Burst over Mass Det. And now onto this last one, Clown Box. Now, the reason I'm running Clown Box is simply because this might as well be an empty fucking slot. I mean, you really... The supercharges with fire now are so absolutely weak. I mean, my Volcanic Calamity will do maybe 20k, and if the first hit crits for like 10k, the other two dots added together will be around 5k if they don't crit. So, I mean, this ability is just absolute garbage now. The supercharges of fire are just absolute trash, and they definitely need some love. Although the kit all around is really strong, it is kind of unfortunate that we don't really have anything else to put there. I mean, you can put in Flame, but what's that really going to do for you? You know, you're spending extra points. Now you're not going to have to get your Tactical Genius, your Weapons Expert. You could run Reignition just to light things on fire. It's a 25%. I was thinking about this. I haven't really tried it yet, but I'm sure it'd be a good option. Reignition is definitely might be decent. The heal's not going to be super good because you're in DPS role, not tank role. So it's mostly just to knock things around you down and light things on fire. So for that, it could be good, but then again, it is supercharged, and if you're using it solely for lighting things on fire, you might want something different. You guys know me, I don't run Meteor. You don't really need anything else to light anything on fire. Burning Determination has such a low cooldown, and it's got such a massive AoE radius. It can light things on fire further away than you can fire burst them. So, I mean, there's just not really a need. And, you know, same thing with Stoke Flames. The reason I'm not running that instead of Clown Box is the heal is going to be so minor. It's going to be 5% of my health. Long cooldown. Uses a lot of power. I mean, it is there for the burning, but at the same time, we have Burning Determination. We don't need anything else to light anything on fire for us. That is our PI starting power. If we go down into check out Fireball Barrage, a Fireball Barrage might do 10,000 damage, weaker than Volcano, even though it's faster and it's not as static. It's just, the supercharge is just so bad for fire right now. There is literally nothing else you can put. You could put Mass Detonation for those scenarios where you're like, okay, I need to stand a little bit back, and you can rotate between Mass Dets and Fire Burst. That is a good option if you want to run, but at the same time, most of the time you don't even need Mass Det. I'm just running Fire Burst, so I pick Clown Box for the sole purpose of its defensive. If I'm running HH and I see Stomp point at me, I can just pop that and I won't die. So like honestly, in my opinion, out of what I've been using, Clown Box is the best option, so for the sole fact that it can save your life, and that's it. And you know, it all depends on your reaction speed. If you can't react fast enough, Clown Box might be completely useless for you. It hits about 10k. You know, I was in DC, hit about 10k crit. It's not really going to do much damage, but like I said, it might save your life. And you guys know me, I absolutely fucking hate Robot Sidekick. That shit is garbage. You honestly spend more power and time summoning it, I feel, than the damage that it even does. It's so goddamn useless. Robot Sidekick, if you could avoid it on every power, you absolutely should. Robot Sidekick is just absolutely useless. All it's good is for filler. And even then, most of the times, there's a better ability you can throw in there. Haven't really tried the Neo Venom out. But it doesn't proc on the might ticks, and we don't do weapon attacks, so Neo Venom isn't going to be good. I can already guarantee that. It's got a long cooldown. Neo Venom has just been significantly nerfed for a long time. It's not really even that viable anymore. Even on my old light loadout, I kind of did some additional testing, and I do apologize for people who followed that loadout. It is good on light. Don't get me wrong, but that's simply because there's nothing else to put on the bar. Light's in a weird spot too, where you really only need 3 slots, and the other 3 is kind of like whatever the fuck you want to put, go for it, because you're doing you're not doing as much. You're doing less damage if you use chompers and inspiration. You're just better off holding the same construct combo. Anyways, I'm getting off topic again. Why don't we just go into things here, guys? Let me go ahead and put my clown box back on. And like I said, I know as silly as it seems, but honestly, what the hell else are you gonna use? There's really no options here for fire in the supercharged department. I mean, really everything that you need is these first 5 slots right here. That's all we need. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the abilities here. This is the Inferno. That's it. Now you see how I have like this little sweet tooth fire on my head when I get close to it? Come on. There it is. So that fire you see on my head and my hands, that's the immolation buff. That's how you know it's active. That's it right there. Now this is going to be the overheat. This is what it looks like. It just irradiates fire and will dot everything else around you. Fiery weapon. Just put your hands on fire. I'll go ahead and show you guys the buff that it gives you. There it is, 10% critical weapon attack damage, 10% critical ability attack damage, 7% critical weapon chance, 7% critical ability chance, 15 might, and like I said in the description, it does give you a small heal, it does give you 1 tick of damage. This is Burning Determination. I'll show you how far away it can light people on fire, by the way. Shit's crazy. So if I look Fire Burst, I won't even hit them. Right? But I can light those ones on fire. I can't even hit those front ones with Fire Burst, see? So Burning Determination, very good. That blue fire and that like steam kettle noise you hear, that noise right there, that is the power interaction. That's your thermal absorption. That's how you know you're getting your power back. So it's a very standard, you know, AMs are really easy. AMs are kind of boring, just they're kind of no skill, but pretty much you only want to use overheat, which is my L2 triangle. You only want to use overheat when there's 3 or more adds. Never if there's 2 or 1. You're just going to be losing damage. So wait till there's at least 3 or 4. I would even say push it and just wait till there's 4 adds. Sometimes 3 adds is kind of, it just depends on the situation, to be honest. But most of the time, 3 or 4 adds, I would wait till before you put overheat. But what you want to do here is you want to try to have your immolation buff on as well when you have overheat. So what you can do is you can just hit Inferno. Make sure you're close enough. And like I said, this is a very mid to close range power. We do have to be like right here to get our immolation buff. It is very finicky. But another little trick you can do with that is you can just run in for a second, hit overheat, and then run out. Like, you honestly don't even have to sit that close all the time. And if you watched my other fire video, I showed you guys the range clip to where you can do this. You don't necessarily have to hit them, but you can hit a power and stop where you want to. You just have to lunge, hit a power, and you'll stop whenever you want. You can definitely use that trick still to help you get the immolation going. But yeah, so generally you're just going to go Inferno, overheat, clip, fiery weapon. You want to make sure you have your Burning Determination going, of course. And you just Fire Burst. The cool thing about this AM is, unlike the other ones, you don't have to hit the 3 powers to keep, and then hit the 1 nuke. This one is always, every time you nuke. Fire Burst will refresh your thermal absorption. Fire Burst will refresh your burning. It pretty much does everything. The only thing you have to really worry about is like Inferno clip with fiery weapon like that, and then just this. And that, you know, that's for single target. When you come into what's it called? When you come into like a group of adds just like this, what you're gonna do, you know, you're gonna want to hit your overheat, then you want to Inferno fiery weapon clip. That's how you want to work it. Because this way, when my Inferno's down, I'll be able to keep that immolation overheat going. If I didn't cast an extra fire burst like that. But yeah, pretty much if you do the overheat first, the first rotation you may not get the immolation, but for the rest of them you will. You can easily, just as easily even go Inferno into overheat fiery weapon, but I mean, the damage that your overheat's giving you now to compare to what it was back in Weapon Mastery, it's not really significant. The only reason we have it now is just for the dot, and like I said, there's really nothing else to put there. Like I said, overheat's not as impactful as it was when fire was a Weapon Mastery power. Neither is Inferno. Your dots won't all crit at the same time anymore. It's pretty much all in your fire burst, just like how most of the AMs are. Everything's in your fire burst. But anyways, Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. If you can figure out anything else except for this clown box, but I doubt there is. I mean, I've been through everything except Neo Venom, like I said, but I already know that's not going to work. Either way, it was nice seeing you guys all again. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I helped you out today. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'm Cauterizer, and I'm out. Peace.